Whether you dream of being a flower farmer or you just want to grow flowers for your kitchen table, I'm Lisa Mason Ziegler, and I grew cut flowers commercially for nearly 25 years. Now, as an author and online course instructor, I hope to inspire the next generation of growers. I'm glad you're here. Let's jump in. Hey friends, Lisa Mason Ziegler here today, and I want to share with you why I absolutely love the leaves. We're in December. This is the perfect time of the year for many of us to collect as many bags of leaves as you can possibly get your hands on. And yes, we go out in a pickup truck with a couple of helpers, and we pick up bags of leaves that have been put out curbside for the trash man. I can't believe people throw them away, y'all. We don't even have to go more than a quarter of a mile from my farm because that is a gift of being in the middle of the city, right? Well, one of the uses that I have for leaves, after I have used all the leaves that I want to mulch my pathways in my fall planted garden, then we start building leaf mold cages. A leaf mold cage is simply a piece of wire fence. This is a livestock panel that we had left over from building our tunnel. It's 16 feet long, and we just create it into a circle and secure it. You can use cable ties. We've used some string to tie this one together, and literally you just dump leaves in. No, we don't shred them. If you're able to shred them, that speeds up the process, but that's not a reality for us because we're farmers, right? We don't have time to do that. So this cage was created a couple of weeks ago and filled way beyond the top. And you can see how it is just compressed down. And this will go on all winter long. So I have a pile of excess leaf bags sitting here waiting for me to dump more in. Now, and so I'll keep doing this all winter. Sometimes it's enough to stimulate me to go out and pick up more bags of leaves to see that when this goes down, there aren't any more leaves to put in. So it's like a little digester, y'all. It works great. So when will I use this leaf mold? Because we don't make any extra efforts to like chop them up or turn it or anything like this. This is the lazy man's way to make it. Literally, so this is December. We won't be using this leaf mold typically, not this coming spring, but a year from this coming spring. So these cages are set in kind of a shady area. They're out of the way. They're actually sitting on an area that's mulched very deeply so stuff won't grow up in and around it. And they just sit here. And they don't look bad because at a distance, they just look like a bunch of brown, like everything else around here that's mulched, right? So let me just show you how I throw more leaves in. So remember that these are bags that we rescued from going to the landfill. There really is no way to recycle the bags. They're dirty. There's not really a source to do that. Not to mention the labor intensiveness of trying to reuse the bags because frankly, we don't use bags. We only rescue. Okay, so let's continue the story of another use that I use leaves for. But first, the lay of the land. What are you looking at here? I am standing in my cool flower garden. Those are cool season hardy annuals, fall planted. They are hooped and they have row cover, which was just taken down. We're having a few days of nice weather, so we're giving them a breather. The black bags are sand bags, but ours are full of gravel. That's what holds and secures our row covers down. And our beds are covered, all the transplanted beds are covered in the biodegradable film. All of such things are available on my website, thegardenersworkshop.com, for more information or if you'd like to purchase some. Okay, so let's look at leaves. You'll notice that I don't put leaves deliberately up on the bed. Some blow onto it, but typically what we're using the masses of leaves for, friends, is down here in the pathway. So this is the edge of a bed, and there's another edge right about here. And so what we have is we cover the pathways pretty deep too. I mean, they go down pretty deep because the point is to block any light from getting to the soil of this pathway to germinate and sprout weed seeds. And there's as many cool season weeds as there are warm season. Chickweed, henbit, which are two that we fight here. Those are cool weeds, right? So that is the other use. I'm frequently asked two questions. One is, do you put leaves in your bed? We don't typically. Now, on occasion, when we're fortunate enough to get bags of willow oak leaves, these are long, skinny leaves. Those would be leaves that would be candidates to be dumped and used as mulch in a bed because they aren't big. I was just looking for a big old leaf. This is all willow oak. But when you have big leaves, it's really easy for them to mat and just smother a transplant. So that's why we don't use them. But if we do, we only use these small ones. Yes, you can mulch your leaves and use them on the bed. But as a flower farmer with a ton of leaves, literally hundreds of bags, we just don't have time to actually do that. And that's the second thing I wanted to say to you is, no, we do not mulch the leaves that we put in our pathway. We literally bring the bags home, drag them out. It's so easy to apply these leaves to beds versus other types of mulch like shoveling bark or something. Drag the bag, split it with our sod knife and dump it, and that's the end of the story. Because what's going to happen this spring is all season long, we're walking on this pathway, which is really pulverizing these leaves. In addition, we're stripping the foliage off of the flowers we're harvesting, and we're creating like this amazing lasagna that'll then be incorporated into the soil when we flip this garden. So that is just another great use of leaves. We consider leaves garden gold, and we just couldn't do without them, and we attribute our amazing soil to leaves.